Hello everyone, I'm Vanessa LaRue, also known as Baroness Araignee.
And I'm Ronnie LaRue, also known as Baron Araignee.
Well, as most of you who follow our work know, we haven't made a video in such a long time, but for good reason. We decided to make a video at least when we have something really important to say, and this is it.
Yes, we have now released our book titled The Black Book of Bel-El-Hul.
Now, to those of you who follow us on Facebook and on our newsletter, we have announced this sometime in February that we were about halfway through. However, that was not entirely true because we were a little bit further along than halfway. So here we are. This is the announcement video of it as well as the release video.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to tell you a little bit about it and what's going to be within.
So at this very moment that you're watching this, pre-orders is available for the book.
Yeah.
Grab it while it's hot.
We're actually going to say this, from the start. Unlike our other books, this will not have any digital editions available at all. Only physical copies will be available, for good reason.
For those of you who do not know, we have a new book publisher.
Yeah, we're now...
Printers.
We have problems with our printers. Local printers are absolutely useless, to say the least, really controlling my word usage here. So all our books, even our previously printed works and everything, they're now always available because we now make use of a print-on-demand service. However, that does not mean that the quality will be lacking.
No, this is a reputable, actually, printer company based in the United States of America. And we're very happy with them. And we can assure you, so will you.
Right, let's get to it. Now, many of you has probably heard our rants before regarding all the misinformation flying around out there regarding the occult world. We are quite known for that, I believe. For good reason, but nevertheless, to the point. One topic that really infuriates us is the topic of Belial, or Belial, as others may know him by. Listed under the 72 demons of the Goetia, or the Lesser Key of Solomon, as someone to help you with court cases, and that's it, right?
And all the other popular misconceptions on the subject matter in today's modern occult circles.
Yeah, needless to say, okay, a bit of background first though, so you can understand basically our inspiration, where we're coming from, and why is this such an important topic for us, important enough to write numerous books on it. Right. In the beginning of both of our occult journeys, our journeys into magic, the very first being intelligence, it's very difficult to classify Belial. Who we ever worked with was him.
Yeah, we were initiated under him as our godhead in the LHP.
So, for all these years, yeah, we worked with legions upon legions of various spirits, entities, and so forth, from various pantheons and paradigms and parts of the world. Some of them stood the test longer than others. However, recently, well, not recently, really, for some years now, actually, we have not been using any intelligences personally in our personal workings, except for, clients and their workings. Except for one. There's literally only one intelligence, one sentient, external force that we still work with to this very day, to this very moment. That is Belial.
Indeed. And to date, we've worked with him, for many, many, many years. And he has never let us down. He's always counseled us and helped us grow spiritually in extent and degree.
Always kept his word. And
yeah,
basically he's the only intelligence ever that upholded their side of things, never let us down, never deceived us, by the way. That still happens regardless where you are on your path. And yes, he's
consistently worked.
Yeah. So
swiftly.
When we look at the material available about him. Words cannot describe. Infuriating, disgusted,
Ad nauseum.
ad nauseum. Because most of these books that you would find today, headline, Book of Belial, all of these alleged infernal secrets revealed.
Yeah.
But then they're actually name dropping because there's virtually nothing in there about him.
And you can clearly see none of those people has ever worked with Bel-El.
Ever. He has a certain nature which can easily be established once you know what to look for, at least.
Yeah, and if you know him, you will know him because you've worked with him.
So, after that, we decided, you know what, that's enough. We already did write Liber Infernus and Werner, our very, very first written work ever.
Yeah.
Which was written, guided by him, through him, and so on and so forth. But since that was our very first written work, we were holding back quite a bit, actually, because, still feeling our way into the field of occult authorship, I suppose. But now, all holes are removed.
We're actually going to put all these pretend LHP practitioners in their place because they are nothing but posers. And the information they brought forth is actually, it's just disgusting and it's just fallible and lies. And, our quest has been, excuse me, in the world of the occult to remove misconceptions and misinformation.
Since the beginning.
Yes.
So, enter the Black Book of Bel-El-Hul. Now, quickly a clarification on the title, because quite frankly, I always get those 5 or so people that everything goes right over their bloody heads regarding titles of things. Bel-El is one of the proper names of Belial. The hole in the end of that, you'll just have to get the book to learn a little bit more about that. It was originally to be titled The Black Book of Belial, but we have changed that, and for good reason. So, in this book.
Okay. First of all, the book itself is a pact. Okay, no bullshit. You will be bound, and you will have to sign the pact. It's your own blood before you can turn the page. And if you decide not to sign the pact and turn the page, then we can quote Belial on this. You will become as nothing.
Simple words, but very powerful, and do not make the mistake. That is very, very real.
Yes.
Quickly, before we continue with the list of content, or some of the content at least that's in there. This book is, we put the words down on, paper per se, and we're distributing it, and we're, sending it forth into the world.
Right.
However, we did not write this.
No.
Everything in that book has been dictated to us via direct communication, channeling, and so on and so forth of Belial himself. All the seals in the book, all the sigils, everything in there, all the information in there is directly from him and his legions underneath him.
Every individual demonic seal in the book has been channeled from the said demonic force. Make no mistake of this.
None of the seals is made up, in other words.
No.
It's not been created by us, every single one, as mentioned. And this book is a book that's going to end all other alleged books on infernal magic or books.
LHP. Basically, yes.
Yeah, basically, this is going to be the end all of it. And we are not saying that very lightly.
No.
Because with this book, if you purchase it, it carries a guarantee that if you sign the pact in the beginning of the book, and if you work through all those things, by the instruction, by the letter,
not deviating once,
we guarantee you that your life and practices will change forever. Back to the content.
Okay, we will discuss the origin of Bel-El, his nature, and his true character. That means it's actually his signature, the character, and or seal, which he has provided for us, for this purpose, and which you can use as well.
And just a bit for all you neophytes out there. A spirit's or an entity's signature is far more powerful than a seal or a sigil. Firstly, it's not created by the mage, it's not created by anyone but the intelligence themselves.
Yeah.
And you can see their signature as a literal direct hotline to them.
As an example, if you take a look at the 72 demonic seals, alleged demonic seals in the Goetia, Lesser Key of Solomon, each and every one of those seals in that book, demonic or not, was created by a human being without demonic inspiration. Why? Because the seals contain alchemical and planetary characters and elements to describe the nature of the spirit. So that is man-made. That's not inspired by a demon. That is purely the invention of man.
Yeah, we spoke about that in Exagrammaton and
Yeah,
extent and degree as well, so it's no new news that, Right. A very highly debated topic. We are going to basically put an end to it once and for all as well. We will also discuss the origin of demons and their nature.
Yeah, and before we continue that, we will also discuss on the subject of Belial, the origin of Belial himself. So the origins of demons and their nature.
Well, that's
well,
it.
as it says.
Yeah, there's not much we can really elaborate on that and to explaining what that means.
Yeah, basically there won't be any religious nonsense in there, which so many occultists makes use of, and so many occult publishers and writers has made use of, feeding that vicious cycle of morality and peasantries in the world of the occult. No, this is the actual truth.
Yeah, peasantries.
Yeah, it's abound, people. Yeah. It's abound.
It's abound. All right. The gateways through which they, as in demons, travel. This is actually not really very discussed, if we have to be honest with you.
Yeah, not the written works at least.
No, and if it has ever been discussed, written about, it's
purely fabricated.
Or lost to time, if it may even have been true in the first place.
So we had to do a lot of channeling, a lot of consultations with the said Godhead, Belial, and other demons as well in order to discover this. But this didn't happen for the purpose of the book. This happened many years ago. And under instruction of Bel-El-Hul, we are to reveal this in the book as well.
Yeah, and what's the use of knowing anything about gateways if you cannot really put that into practical application?
Exactly.
Us, all information has to be put into practical application, otherwise it's useless. So, we will also instruct you on how to open one of the said gateways. It's not quite like opening a portal, by the way, for in case, you think it's the same thing.
No. Once a gateway is open, it cannot be closed. So this is very interesting stuff in here. Okay, next. Working with demons and making demonic pacts. Yes, you heard it, demonic pacts. They actually do exist. But there's specific methods of creating them and working with them, basically, and delivering them unto the said demon.
And don't start thinking all Faustian or anything like that.
No.
No, the real pact.
The real deal.
The real deal.
As revealed by Belial himself.
Yeah.
Okay, now, with working with demons, it's on the subject matter of evocations and basically building a relationship with them, a lasting relationship, and making the best of the current situation of evocation and how to build upon that itself.
Next up, regarding the topic of demons, the kinds that will be in there will be under the host of Belial, if you will, that he holds authority over, which do not scoff at that, by the way, because many of you people have no idea to what extent his power really goes. But nevertheless, in there, there will be demons that throughout all the years, those that we have worked with, those that we have went through like, there's no real equivalent.
Like locusts of hell.
Like locusts of hell, there it is. We have only included those that is the most noteworthy, the most effective, the most powerful.
But not necessarily the most popular.
Yeah, a lot of them is not really well known. Very ironically, by the way.
Yeah.
So rest assured, you're not going to see repetitive names that you see everywhere else. No. And a certain type of demon, highly overlooked.
Yeah. Very little information could be found on these demons in historical archives, references, even from paleontologists and historians. So we obtained the names many years ago.
Sumerian and Acadian. Okay,
yep.
just to clarify quickly.
Sumerian and Acadian demons, which is we deem them as the most powerful and ancient demons known to mankind. And it's not the variant you will find in the Necronomicon. No, this is actually demons with historical names, referenced from Sumer and Babylon and ancient civilizations, truly ancient civilizations.
And also, if you follow the rest of our work, they are not egregores or thought forms. No. They're not constructs. They are
the real deal.
The real deal. And if you have worked with the demonic before, okay, we assure you have not experienced anything like them.
So the first time in history, in occult history, we will reveal their seals or characters
as channeled by them.
As channeled by them, as well as their true appearance.
So, yeah, you're going to have a host of new brothers and sisters at your fingertips.
And make note, each and every one of these demons we have entered within this book, we have worked with personally. So we don't simply just write on the subject of demons. We write on the subject of practically applying the workings with demons.
That being said, just so you can understand us a little bit better, we may be all about spiritual ascension, spiritual growth, and self-empowerment. Yes, we're about that. However, the first practice we were ever initiated in, black witchcraft, infernal magic, we will always be that.
Yes, as we're always drawn to the paradigm. It's part of our nature. I mean, we practice a paradigm just for the sake of practicing the currents thereof and submerging ourselves within the darkness, for it is great and it is good.
So yeah, we know what we're talking about, all right? So get the book, then you'll see for yourself.
Okay, and we will also be discussing demonic sorcery.
What's a grimoire without some incantations, rites, and many other things that you can also put into practical application outside of the realm of evocation?
Yes, incantations, rites, spells, and much, much more. And remember, this is not just simple sympathetic magic. Each and every one of these incantations, rites, spells, rituals is powered by demons. Alright?
Indeed. And also, for those of you who is interested in Sumerian and Acadian practices as well, a lot of those spells are actually based off of how they would do it. So
yeah, and that took a lot of legwork from us as well. A hell of a lot of legwork. Because throughout the years we had to reference and cross-reference information from different sources and dictionaries from historians, and so yeah. So we actually compiled it quite nicely.
Yeah, with actually the translation into Acadian, And
it is accurate as it possibly can be, because some of the ancient Sumerian tablets and even the Babylonian tablets were defaced. So we had to put two and two together to make these rites and rituals actually work. We could do that because we are occultists. We know how other occultists would work.
So for us, it was simple enough, I guess. But that brings up the topic that they say age got into those tablets. Okay, well, age, but yeah.
Well, it was conveniently defaced or broken at the exact spot where it will give the exact formula of the said rituals and rites. So that's not age.
Almost every single time. So that's bullshit. Okay, but
We
anyway,
know the science.
we know the science. Okay, and a host of LHP information obtained via channeling these forces within both Belial himself and those under him.
Yes. What we'd like to say as well is, in regards to history, is the Babylonian people was a fascinating people, not just for their culture and their innovations. They are possibly, if not the greatest culture of demon worshippers known to humans.
Yeah, you heard us right.
Yeah.
You heard us right.
Demons were so popular, specific demons, that they actually replaced their godheads with demons. And this is a historical fact, people.
Yeah, straight up, if you take it all the way from the Sumerians, then the Acadians, then the Assyrians, then the Babylonians. Well, in that order, of course. But so it all started with the Sumerians. Let's just be honest about it. But demon worshippers, you have no idea. Okay, I'm not the type of demon worship where it starts as a demon and then they quickly change it up and now it was always a god. No.
It was always a very powerful demon.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of demon lovers out there in the ancient of days. So let's revive that very same culture and tradition within this dark book of enlightenment and truth. The black book of Bel-El-Hul.
Yeah, so as it stands, like we said, this is an announced video and a release video, actually. So, as it stands, the book is done. Literally, all we're doing right now is doing the fonts, so...
And making it look all pretty for you.
Yeah, because, people like pretty things, don't they? Anyway.
Demonically pretty, though.
Demonically pretty. Anyway. So pre-orders are open. As mentioned, while you're watching this video, it's already available. It's only going to be available in physical format because it is a pact, okay? As mentioned, so don't think you're going to be the one clever person on the face of this earth that can outsmart Belial.
No. So in other words, this is not a book for fools, dabblers, or children.
No, dabblers, fair warning, even if you sign that pact, okay, in the beginning of the book, and you're a dabbler, you will still be consumed.
It's irreversible.
It's irreversible.
Know that now. You've been warned on this video, and you're warned in the book as well.
So yeah, no excuses. Right, the book is 210 pages so far. The fonts might change that, make it more or something. However, no problem. The pre-orders will be done print on demand. So it will be shipped also directly from the printing facility. So you don't have to wait for us to receive the books first and then to ship it off to you. No, it will be shipped directly to you. There is options for tracking or non-tracking, whichever you prefer. And yeah. That's all we can think about right now. We don't want to speak too much about the content of the book because to speak more about it would actually be to start getting into the actual content. So, yeah.
So, the book won't be in the tradition of the Western tradition of LHP because we just find that extremely, just very meek. So, no.
Not in the classic traditions or in the modern, like least of all.
No. So it will be in our tradition of infernal magic and in the ancient tradition, a truly ancient tradition of infernal magic.
And also, what that means is you must be willing to get your little hands dirty.
Get it all bloody and full of viscera and all of that.
So, yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
Thank you so much for watching this video. And we'll be talking again soon, suppose.
You can also now find us on Telegram. We've opened a Telegram account, keeping up with the ages, which is ridiculous. We also have a new newsletter form, and we are Happy to still have you with us all these years. Stay safe during this very strange time of global pandemic. Keep yourself safe, and always remember, as above, so below.
As within, so without. And Ave Bel-El Hul.
Ave Belial, Bel-El-Hul.